Back from the summer. September is when it will all happen.
September. Okay, so this requires.
All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shem Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim pushing the word of sincerity and in truth. Just want to do this quick lesson on statement you heard before you, the individual on this news. You know, I don't know who he was in particular. You know, one of the news representatives. We're speaking about September. And they were saying a lot of things are going to be heavily mandated. And we're seeing all that going on right now in New York, California. It's starting to, and we know it's going to be mandated. You ain't got to go into all the details of everything over and over again. We know what times we're living in. We're in detrimental times where we have a strain outbreak, you know, a virus outbreak more so. You know, what they said, the Delta strain is the new strain. All right. That is taking lives, and you got individuals that got jabbed twice that they see that it's not effective. I just posted a picture of a woman. She was basically a double amputee. She got both of her legs chopped off after she took a double dose of the jab, and I think she caught the vid shortly after. You know, so. Like I said, times is pressing. You know, it's pressing on us. Brothers in the faith is pressing on the world. We understand that this man is going to come down with aggressive mandates. I just listened to a video, you know, just a few minutes ago where they was talking about one of the only options is the option of no options at this point. And so many words. They're basically saying we're going to have to start mandating. All right, we're going to have to make it where you're not going to be able to go to your supermarkets. You're not going to be able to buy, sell, as it is written in Revelation, the 13th chapter. You know, unless you got this jab. All right. And they're going to double down on it. You know, the government is full of old ass devils, you know, sickly already by nature. And they're, you know, not going to risk their lives, you know, for the masses of the people walking around unjabbed. That's their psychology. That's how they're thinking. So if they have to sign more aggressive bills in the law, pass harsher edicts and legislation, you know, executive orders, what have you. Like I said, mandatory, draconian legislations. They're going to do whatever it takes, man. You know, we're in these end times and these governments are being heavily pressed. Like I said, when you look at the New York outbreak, or the outbreak in New York, when you look at the outbreak in California, you look at the outbreak all throughout these different states and regions, especially all around the world. You know, it hasn't really mitigated, you know, how they thought it would. They were speaking about the mitigation, and then they were speaking about herd immunity. If 70% of the people get jabbed, then they basically can deal with herd immunity. That herd immunity is bullshit. It's not working. All right, this thing is here to stay, and like I said, it's only gonna get worse from here. You know, his brother's gonna get tried in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, but we already know what time it is. We've been studying, learning. You know, going into this word constantly before this outbreak, before plagues really started hitting, you know, America and the cities near us. So, you know, we're not stressed out. All right. Like the masses of these people, a lot of these people, they're required to, you know, make a choice, keep their job where they, you know, already have a lot of money in 401k, et cetera, you know, keep their family intact. You know, a lot of these individuals are choosing to get jabbed, you know, and they're going to bow down to the system in order to receive certain satisfaction, man. All right. This is Matthew 24, and I'll start at 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. What days? The time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah the 30th chapter, the 7th verse. You know, we're reaching a time where it's going to be very troublesome for the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And, hey, we reached it. You know, if you look at the reses, if you look at a lot of those Latin countries, man, they're going through it. These poor countries. One thing about America does generate and produce a lot of money. You know, you look at their GDP, you know, gross domestic products. You look at their the debt clock, and you'll see income per citizens. You'll see income, overall, how much this country actually generates. This country generates a lot of money, you know. So even though it's hell here, it's much worse in certain countries and regions where masses of the people are poor, without lack of face masks. The virus is running rampant. They already had basically D-class food. They already had water problems, and on top of this, they have to deal with this outbreak. And a lot of people were running to America, and they still are, for security. A lot of the ventilators came from America, but these countries are going to suffer that much more, worse, and that's why a lot of these countries are really starting to require their citizens and their employees, to either get jabbed or go to F home. That's their mentality at this point. But it says, verse 20, but pray ye that your flight be not in a winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. Right, so the winter is a treacherous time, for things to go down. In September, October-ish, November-ish, that's when it's, the winter starts to develop, of course, going into the fall, the fall, winter months. Like I said, I just posted that video, September. I didn't say it, it's the individual that said it. It's how Jake be saying, straight out the horse's mouth. All right. So I did a video, a few days ago, basically going into the ones that was jabbed to the ones that's not jabbed. And the ones that's not jabbed, they're going to be looked at as enemies of the state. So they're going to really, put a spirit out there to demonize individuals that's not jabbed. Call them conspiracy theorists. They already, are working on legislation, or they already signed it, where conspiracy theory is registered as a mental ailment, and you should seek help if you believe in government conspiracy theories. But that's how Esau is controlling the narrative, and he's making you seem like you're mentally handicapped and mentally disabled if you wake up to the truth. And their solution is going to be putting us into these certain internment centers, concentration camps, whatever have you, and assess our brain, track us with the very chip, make sure that we're totally, our lives are totally transparent, because there is no privacy at this point, man. We're in these times, man. And like I said, it's going to boil over. The heat on the aisle is cranking up, but it's going to keep going up and up and up. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right. So the time of Jacob's trouble is nigh, or near at hand. And the scripture says that at the end of the day, Jacob, the elect of Jacob, pursuant to 2nd Ezra, if not mistaken, the 9th chapter, around the 22nd verse, where it speaks about the multitude perish being born in vain. It speaks about a peculiar grape being kept. All right, that small sanctuary the Lord has all throughout these coasts and regions, the Lord is going to keep those sanctuaries preserved, as it is written. But the masses of the people are going to have to drink of that cup. All right, they jumped in bed, they fucking leaped, in bed with the devil. They're gonna have to drink of the same cup of them. Like I said, a lot of these individuals got jabbed. A lot of these individuals are all about protecting this man's demonic legacy, here in America. So they're going to have to bite the bullet with him. 2nd Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant. For with great labor have I made it perfect. Nevertheless, if thou wouldst cease yet 7 days more, but thou shalt not fast in them. But yeah, that's the main point. The multitude of our people, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, which is a large cusp of Israelites, are going to have to suffer, man. The Lord is not finna let up in these times. It's not like this virus is just going to, tomorrow is just going to go away. It's going to get worse. And we have to, basically wrap our minds around the facts, be realists, all right, and not be delusional or oblivious to what's going on. So, I just wanted to go into that September, as it was said. Scripture says, watch as well as pray. That was something that I seen or heard on the news channel, and I wanted to, preach it on the housetop, so to speak, get that word out. Hopefully, brothers was edified. Ended by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shema, Shah, Shemar, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostle and others, great millstone. Shalom, Maki.